coming sophomore this year at Floyd School of Innovation. Everybody here is from Floyd County.
My name is Nick Trimble. I'm an upcoming senior at the School of Innovation.
My name is Reese Chafins. I am an upcoming junior at the Floyd County School of Innovation.
My name is Ethan Gibson. I'm an upcoming junior at the School of Innovation.
Here in Eastern Kentucky, we're completely surrounded by mountains, and there's really no flat land for growing any crops or any type of agriculture. And Pikeville, specifically where we are, there was a the largest land moving project in the Earth's history to clear out land for part of the town and roads entering the town. And there, like I said, not really much flat land for growing anything. So things like the Babylon allow us to grow crops nearby and local.
So we modified a UPike research unit, the Babylon unit, to add 3 microbits. And all of these microbits are reading sensors that we placed around the Babylon. We have light, humidity, temperature. We have pH for the water, total dissolved solids. And all of this is sending data over to we have an Arduino here. All of it's sending data to the Arduino. The Arduino can also control 2 relays we have over here to turn on the lights and the water pumps for the Babylon.
A little bit more on the Arduino here. Just for reference, these cords don't actually go to the microbits. These just go to the relays because they cannot be Bluetooth, of course. Anyway, their Arduino will send data over to our app that we made at MIC App Inventor through Bluetooth as well, which, just for reference, has these graphs here of a bunch of the different sensors we have monitoring, including our calculated VPD. And this is just for like quick reference. Like if you're in the room and you immediately want to know what's like the past 10 seconds of data, just so you can kind of get a grasp of what's been happening recently. And if we scroll a little bit up, we can see we have monitoring the water pumps, monitoring the lights. You can see them working here. And we also have this button where we have an AI that will read the data from the spreadsheet that we write to you occasionally. And it will determine on its own what it wants to do, depending on the plan. Like it just decided it wants to turn on the pumps and water, or the pumps and lights. And just for reference, we just have microgreen lettuce in here because we didn't have time for mushrooms. But we could modify this unit to support mushrooms like we originally intended.
Thanks to the University of Pikeville, we were able to use the Babylon here, but within our own school, at the School of Innovation, we have a smaller model, growing a few plants at a time. Luckily, we were able to use this to get there.
UPOC is using abandoned coal mines to grow mushrooms in for all sorts of reasons, like food and healthcare. We were originally, as they were saying, planning to use these for mushrooms, but we could use all the sensors to hook up to the mushrooms in the mines, so we don't have to worry about, well, is this happening or is this happening? Because we know what's happening, and you shouldn't need to use any kind of personnel to enter the mines at risk.
A study was done and showed that AI was actually 90% accurate compared to 74% accuracy in humans when making judgment on decisions when with water and light and things like that with plants.
Nobody else. So one small intervention because I forgot something. This is important detail, but we have it where we have it off for the demo, but for actual, we have a program. But instead of just having a button for the AI, it will be handled fully autonomously every however long you want, but we have 5 minutes. And it will check the spreadsheet every 5 minutes. Or every time the spreadsheet is updated, just update it every 5 minutes. And that will allow you to pretty much, as long as everything goes smoothly and nothing goes catastrophically wrong, then it'll be fully autonomous and will require no human intervention, which is the nice part.